have you ever really stopped to think about what our modern world is built on? I mean, not the obvious stuff, but the invisible architecture that runs, well, everything. We're going to dive into that because today we are talking about the literal foundation of our entire digital future.
Yep, that's right. For the last half-century, pretty much everything has come down to one single element, silicon. The chip in your phone, the servers that run the internet, the massive global networks that connect us all, every single bit of that data is flowing through circuits carved into tiny wafers of silicon. It's the absolute bedrock of the digital age.
But here's the thing. There's a problem. We are getting incredibly close to hitting a wall, a physical wall. You can only shrink silicon transistors so much before the laws of physics just step in and say, nope, you're done. So to keep moving forward, to make our tech faster, smaller, and way more powerful, we need a replacement. We need a new hero. And that hero might just be a material with a bit of a mouthful of a name, molybdenum ditelluride. Don't worry, we can just call it MoTe₂. It is, without a doubt, one of the top contenders to build the next generation of all our technology. It's shaping up to be a true hero for what we're calling the post-silicon age.
So what exactly is this stuff? Well, MoTe₂ is part of this really cool family of materials called TMDs. Now, you can think of them as designer materials. They're these incredibly thin, layered structures, almost like a 2D sheet of paper, that are literally engineered from the atom up to be perfect for advanced electronics.
Let's get a picture of its structure. Imagine a sandwich, but on an atomic scale. You've got a layer of molybdenum atoms right in the middle, and then you have layers of tellurium atoms acting as the bread on either side. Now, these tiny sandwiches can be stacked up or peeled apart into sheets that are unimaginably thin. We're talking just a few atoms thick. Now, that might sound a lot like another famous wonder material, graphene, right? But MoTe₂ has a secret weapon, a superpower that graphene just doesn't have.
Okay, so now that we know what it's made of, let's get to the good stuff. Let's uncover the superpowers that make this material so incredibly special. Because this isn't just about finding a simple replacement for silicon, this is about a massive upgrade.
Okay, to get its first superpower, just think about a light switch. Silicon is like a basic on-off switch. It's either on or it's off. Simple. Graphene, on the other hand, is kind of stuck in the on position all the time. But MoTe₂? It's more like a dimmer switch. You can have it all the way on, all the way off, or you can fine-tune it to be anywhere in between. And that's because it has something called a tunable band gap, which is the secret sauce for making a truly versatile transistor.
So let's quickly break down that term, band gap. All it is the little bit of energy you need to push a material from being an insulator, which is the off state, to a conductor, the on state. Silicon has a fixed band gap, and that's worked great for us for decades. But the fact that MoTe₂'s band gap is tunable, well, that makes it unbelievably flexible for all sorts of next-gen electronics. That on-off function is absolutely critical, no doubt about it. But this is where MoTe₂ really starts to just blow everything else out of the water. What if a single material could have multiple personalities, and each one was perfect for a completely different job? You see, it has this truly unique trait called phase diversity. Depending on how you arrange its atoms, MoTe₂s can have two totally distinct personalities. In one form, its 2H phase, it's a perfect semiconductor, ideal for making transistors. But with a little nudge, you can switch it to its 1T phase, and suddenly it becomes metallic. And not just metallic, it also becomes what's known as a topological material. All that means is it can conduct electricity perfectly along its edges without losing energy, which is like a golden ticket into the wild and wonderful world of quantum computing. So, having the ability to be both a semiconductor and a metallic conductor all in one material, that's what makes MoTe₂ the ultimate electronic multi-tool. You can build the switch and the wire connecting the switch out of the very same stuff. That just opens up mind-boggling new ways to design computer chips. All right, so we know what it is, we know what makes it so special. Now let's talk about the really exciting part. What are we going to build with it? How is this stuff actually going to reshape our world?
Seriously, just imagine this for a second. We're talking about ultra-fast transistors that just completely shatter silicon speed limits. Smarter optoelectronics that can power everything from brilliant new displays to hyper-efficient solar cells. And get this, truly flexible devices. I mean a phone you can actually properly fold up and stick in your pocket. This material is also a key player in the race to make quantum computers practical, and for building nanosensors so sensitive they could revolutionize medicine.
And the impact here would be huge and incredibly broad.
We're not just talking about faster gaming PCs. This could totally change communications, enable a whole new generation of wearable tech, and push the absolute boundaries of science with quantum and sensing technology. It's the whole shebang.
Okay, so let's zoom out and bring it all together. This isn't really just about one cool new material. It's about what that material represents for the future of, well, all technology. This is why molybdenum ditelluride really truly matters.
Look, if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. MoTe₂ isn't just a small step up, it's a key. It's the key that could unlock the door to an entirely new era of post-silicon electronics, letting us just blow past the physical limits that are holding us back right now.
When you boil it all down, the promise of MoTe₂ comes down to three huge things: creating devices that are dramatically faster, unimaginably smaller, and way, way more energy efficient than anything we could ever hope to build with silicon today.
Now, hold on. This isn't some science fiction that's going to happen next week, but it's not some far-off dream either. Researchers are seriously looking at the year 2050 as a major milestone, the year when materials just like MoTe₂ could become the #1 choice for the world's most advanced electronics.
And that's not just hype. That's not me saying it. That's the real assessment from the experts in the field. They see this as one of the single most promising paths forward we have. The research is happening right now. The foundation for this future is being built today.
So I'm just going to leave you with this one thought. For the last 50 years, pretty much all of our technological progress has been defined by the physical limits of silicon. So what happens if those limits just disappear? Thanks to a material like molybdenum ditelluride, what becomes possible then?